Video game Flash Fiction. This is a 90-minute writing game where I will be selecting one of these Atari 2600 cartridges and slotting it into the console, playing the game, writing a original, intellectual property-free Flash Fiction story, then reading it before time expires. Or maybe while time is expiring, I'll be reading it. Let's go ahead and let's randomly select one of those Atari 2600 cartridges with the 6-sided dice. There are 6 rows, 1 to 6. I'll roll this dice. It's a 3, so we're going to go row 3. We have a set of 6, well, that was columns. Now we're going to do rows. Rows from top to bottom. 1 to 6, I'll roll the 6-sided dice for the row this time, and it's number 6. So hey, it's this one right here. This will be the game for today's video game Flash Fiction to inspire a Flash Fiction story. Subscan. I want to get that reflection. Make sure we can at least see the art. There's the front of it. Looks like a little. It's gonna be doing with some submarines, possibly. Looking at this picture, yeah, man, it's like you're a robot. Subscan. What's this about? Submarines. It's about something. Alright, so let's take the joystick. I'm assuming the joystick controller is the controller for this game. Oh, I need more volume on that. Okay. Oh, wait. I probably want to destroy. These are subs. There we go. Oh, okay. I see. So now I just got to throw it before them. Whoa, this is going to be harder, right? I'm not going to get the bottom one. Unless I get lucky on that last one. No. Uh-oh. Oh, that's terrible. I have a limited amount of these mines. They're getting... oh, man, I'm just... this is the game. Right here. And I am not a good defender of submarines. Wait, hold on, maybe... there we go, okay. So I don't get that many points. Oh, now they're coming from both directions. Oh man, I'm gonna need to like put this one right here. Oh, maybe throw a different one. I mean, can I just do this? That's kind of cheap, but I might hit it. Oh, there we go. Paid too much attention to that one. All right, no, I gotta get all the way over here. I'm gonna miss that one. This is not an unfun game. I mean, so, you know, uh-oh, I don't know what that means. Something's, maybe it's a special ship I gotta destroy. Or it's the end of the game. I'm just gonna lay down some mine. Oh, wait. That was special. So I saved the world. And this is just a game, right here. I'm not looking at the cover art. Let's not get inspired by this. It's a weird ship, too. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I gotta write a story on this. Let's find out what happens. How do I fail? I'm just gonna let things run. And try to write a story called Subscan. I am trying to think. I'm really trying to pull out all the nonfiction existence I have, even through fictional consumed things about submarines, like I mean, Hunt for Red October, of course, one that always comes to mind. There was it Das Boot? Um, and then many others. There's been at least like two, at least. Maybe that's many. Maybe many two being too far. So I have consumed a lot of fictional displays of submarine stuff. I mean, it's like, yeah, you're a ship and you're dropping mines to destroy submarines. Okay, that's the story. You blow one up. And there's a special submarine, so it's like that would be for this flash fiction. I always ask myself, is there a way not to make this dystopia? And it's hard when the entire point of the game is destroy things that are trying to likely destroy you. I don't know the motive behind these two, and that's part of the story. I gotta figure out, because if this wasn't about war and killing and protecting, whatever you want to call it, defense, offense, war, Ministry of Peace. Ministry of Peace is a little bit more, could be applied a little bit more dystopian than Ministry of War. Especially if you were to call anyway, let's move on with this world. Can I make it not blowing things up? And those things that look like submarines, then now I'm getting, man, you just want to kill everything because those don't look like subs. Those, even as blurred, bad graphics that I'm seeing as well, probably not as distorted as I see coming through the stream right there. They don't look like submarines anymore. They look like sea creatures that are big. So now we're destroying sea creatures. Like, that's fun to write. Let's make what they could be like these square things. Touch them and teleport them. Yeah, just I. This auto computer is terrible at this game, but I appreciate the fact that it's doing something. Cruise lining ship. Cruise something. Maybe it's a cruise ship. Subscan. Maybe it's just I don't. Why would the thing pop from existence because of I don't know. It doesn't. Has no. I don't know, like in the war part, that could be like a sentence. That's what I'll default to. If I can't think of anything in 5 minutes, it'll be about war, and we'll just make it one paragraph because that's about how exciting that subject is. I like the challenge in this thing, but I want to. It seems like, and like the cover art, I can't escape on the subscan is like two robots, and it's like I guess I've already been inspired by it. It's far easier to destroy a android, and not make it seem like, yeah, you're winning dystopia. Maybe the androids are the friendly ones trying to clean up the ocean. And it's the corporate power laying down the mines to blow up the cleaners. They're not trying to definitely invade, but they're trying to help and salvage stuff too. So they also think that they own it. Both sides do. That's just boring. They could be like vacationers, and that's a cruise ship, and you can launch in a pod to go to the bottom of the ocean floor and observe. And what's within the objective of the game is to not hit the submarines and make sure that they're just vacationers. They just there's a special cruise. They finally found a billionaire that killed a lot of people, and maybe they bought some military technology because they're in good with the government, Heritage Foundation, stuff like that, so they get the secrets. And, they're fundraising and paying for their initiatives to happen, so of course, naturally, you're going to give the technology for the soon-to-be trillionaires to make boats and have these luxury. That's dystopia, man. Let's not go there. Let's say this is when the supposed concept of money goes away, and humans somehow alter their souls. And when that happens, this technology will just be. And so was this about work, or is this what about vacation? Let's try to get out of my comfort zone. I have a tendency to bucket all these stories to be able to frame it quickly into like a work, war, sports, or just contemporary fiction type stories. The last one, I think the one that I actually liked and it's going to be published, was into his slot machine. It was more contemporary. This is going to have to be more of the fantasy, and that's the difficulty part. I got flash fiction. I've been talking for about 12 and a half minutes. Nothing's been written. And we don't have to make it total fantasy. We'll make this from the point of view of a human on Earth. And let's give it from the perspective of this is like a utopia where let's try to do it. This can be hard for me to not go dystopia on this one, but it's going to be utopian world. And these are just opportunities given to people. Like, I guess I'd never want to do this, so it's not like, even in utopia, this would not be my utopia, but this would be somebody's utopia. Somebody's vacation, maybe sponsored event, to be able to at least allow someone to collect some nonfiction data. Collectively, the AI is able to do it. Do I want to put AI in this? No. Let's not have that as a separate thing. It does exist, but in the background. So this is going to be it's not going to be like a cruise line. And it's not necessarily like purely a research. Maybe an experience. And it's gonna. Don't want to sound too cheesy, but I'm now thinking of like cruise line, like Spirit Cruise Lines. Like, I'm sure. I don't know if that's actually one. I may be thinking of Spirit Casino, but Spirit Cruise Line. Every type of cruise line has a name, so this is going to be experience. I don't want to call it cruise line. I want to make it more sophisticated. other than I'm just going to sit on my ass and look at the ocean and do things I could have done on land. But yeah, I'm on the ocean. This one's a little more depth, though. I mean, you need to be on the ocean to experience it because you're going to go into the ocean and not just like have it as background, mostly. Voyage? Ooh, experience voyages. And I don't want to do this. There's another route I usually do sometimes too, is do some like riffing on a commercial or something that makes this seem experience voyages, and that's the like to sell you to go, or tells you about the thing, or makes it a race or commentary about society. Let's not get that abstract. I'm still talking. At least I wrote words, and they look like they're spelled reasonably well enough for me to read aloud and not sound stupid. Too stupid. Experience voyages, launches, experience pods into the ocean, pods shaped like pills. And so we'll take the different sea creatures as like wells, and these are the different sort of environments in which they and in this utopia, for some reason, there's lots of underwater travel. So the submarine's not necessarily trying to attack your shore. They're just shipping things underground for some reason. I don't like cost. I get it. This is fantasy world. Somehow it's cost effective and doesn't destroy the environment and can somehow be insured and blah, blah, blah. All those dystopian things you need to consider in order for your utopia to still survive. Someone loves doing that. And they'll tell themselves that they don't, but, sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. And I need to write more words into the ocean to allow humans to gather experience. Maybe I follow the pillbox going down. The pill pod. Experience pill pods. Launches experience pods shaped like pills into the ocean to allow humans to gather experience. To enhance. I have no idea. What is my, let's see what it translates. So enhance. It's with an E. Okay. I think that's going to be my new spell check. See if I can enunciate, pronounce, whatever the word correctly in the transcriber and how it outputs it. And I think it was with a C. Enhance. Enhance. Man, that's weird. I'm sorry. I get distracted on that too many times. Because it wasn't saying enhance. It was saying enhance. Huh. Sorry for the distraction. Sometimes the technology around me inspires the story, so I have to at least kind of dive into it. Experience voyages launch experience pods shaped like pills into the ocean to allow humans to gather experience to enhance their understanding of the connected world. Wow, there's not much. I gotta think of some conflict. I mean, war is an easy conflict. Sports is an easy conflict. Work is an easy conflict. That's why they're my go-tos for any. Yeah, make a sport of it. I guess the need to get that. I mean, just it's gotta. What's Let's just write it and see what happens. I'm lost. I just don't. Experience voyages launches experience pods shaped like pills into the ocean. The humans sink. I guess the conflict is that they could hit things and sign a waiver or they'll still die. The humans, the people, sign a waiver. Sign a waiver waiving all legal liability. I don't know where the story's going, but let's just follow it. The experience pod experiences. You can still die in Utopia, right? I mean, experiences collision with a submarine, a well, school of fish, so I gotta make the sub scan. Oh wait, no, submarine. Submarine. I guess the sub scan would be them. Submarine? How do I spell marine? Maybe like that. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm going to go with it because I'll be able to read it. Oh, well, the requirements of being right these days. At least for me, or at least not right. That's not the correct word. The right for me, the ability for me to overlook possible error. And they're everywhere. I'll leave it. I won't go further looking it up to validate. School of fish of a submarine or a submarine. Okay. I will use the serial comma. I'm trying to learn. I really am. If you really need a serial comma, just rewrite the sentence. If it's that confusing. The human, the people, assign the waiver, waiving all legal liability if the experience pod experiences a collision with a whale, a school of fish, or a submarine. I wrote this twice, and I wrote it wrong once. At least how I've been consistently spelling it other patterns prior to that third time I wrote it. Remove it, delete it, I got what I wanted to say. A pod of people. Let's say the experience pods shaped like pills. In the pod people. I won't use humans, that's cold. That just seems like you start to like classify the humans, the androids, the AI, the synths, the mixes, the blah blah. Let's just make it people. Everything's together. This is utopia. I mean, we may have a united hate, but that united hate in some people's mind is exactly what they love. For some reason. Still trying to figure it out. It's difficult, if not impossible for me to. Why blindly hate? Well, you divide people, and then what happens next? I think the conquering part. In this case, there is no conquering. But sometimes there's folly on trying to experience a thing. This is like heavy waterways too. Like if this is traffic, and I suppose you'd probably want to like limit the regulations the experience pods. The experience pods, I can say that a third time. The experience pods contain the people in the experience pods. Let's start with the people. And let's get rid of this. Let's make them something. Let's at least unite them if I'm going to pretend this is... I'm not going to say this is utopia, but that's my goal. To somehow, in folly, there still has to be risk. Even in utopia. Just mostly good. You gotta have a hinting of what the bad is, and some people like that. To allow humans to gather experience and enhance their understanding of the connected world. People in the experience pods sink into the ocean. I got one sentence. This is the thing. It's like trying to invent a world in a flash fiction story is challenging and not lose people. Sink into the ocean. People in the experience pod sink into the ocean. Hearing and seeing schools of fish seeing the water experience pods seeking in the ocean, hearing and seeing life under the water. from coral reefs. Reefs? Of from the illuminated coral reefs to the water tunnel of the Atlantic water tunnel. I think that's it. The Atlantic water underway. Maybe I should say the Atlantic Ocean. Maybe. Just get more specific. The coral reefs, from the coral reefs, the pods sink. Okay. This at least has a paragraph. I'm certain. This will hopefully have 2 paragraphs. 57 minutes left. I got something. I don't know how much I like this story, but that doesn't really matter. It does, but not in the scope of existence. Like pills in the ocean to allow. Okay. I gotta set up the conflict. Like, I gotta put somebody in this. Experience voyages. You say while you peer. Yeah. Experience voyages, you say while you peer. Through the what do they call those? Periscope? No, that's not gonna be a periscope. It goes above. Um, Pacific? Um, I mean, at least I'm going to do second person, I believe. The pods to build the pods portal window into the murky water illuminated by water drones. This is the submarine. All right, so this is it's just let's roll for gender. 1 2 female, 3 4 male, 5 6 they, 6 they. Love it. But let's still throw out. This is future. This is future world, man. The easiest way to go science fiction is to mix up the name a little bit, not like in a tragic way, but in a way that at least after you get billions and billions new Anglo-based American um I want to just Ritter. For some reason that name's coming to me. Ritter. It's like someone that should be holding a gun now, I think, and shooting submarines in their scuba suit. In this case, they're just vacationing with you. I won't even go into much detail as to why they're experiencing it. Maybe they don't even, I'll get into that. No, I won't. I'll make this dialogue seem as if it could be in passing. Ritter, this is the submarine traffic. Ritter sits in their seat. And presses there. I don't know. I'm headphones sounding the sonar. Sonar of the submarines. You should listen. Okay. You have one that's there for the true experience, wanting to listen to sonar headphones, while you don't know. Are we going to experience death? What if a submarine? And we die if we hit a submarine. Empty seats. Yeah, this is the thought going in my head right now. I'm just gonna write it and see if I can get this done. How big is the pod? Oops, I'm going to break silence. I need to think of this out loud because this is now going to be a thought. I had to stop. Everything else is pretty much as I see it in my mind. Not a lot of debate of where to go with this. Um, I see it more clearly, I think. I can finish this sooner rather than later and read it aloud. But I need some sort of comparison as large as a yacht. The what did I call them? The people pods. The yacht-sized people pod. I think yachts. I don't know how to spell yacht. I don't have that, but I'm gonna go with that. you fear. You pray. Goodbye. You say hello. You are now. Right now. There is nothing. We'll have some cry. Yeah. That's it. It's done. Maybe. Maybe it's... Well, should I play the game again? Let's play the game with the story. Because we're going to go on experience voyages. And my goal is to not hit anything. So I got to get rid of as much of these as possible right now. safely execute them. Can I just do as many as I want? Like, that's what I don't know either. Like, I don't want to hit the submarines. Uh-oh, that one's going to get the experience. Oh, I'm going to get sued. So I want to just do them behind now. But they're not getting quite the experience. For experience, you want to get close. It's the fine line between the feeling of death and actually death itself. And I've just killed some passengers, unfortunately. Who's going to get the best experience? Ooh, that one right there. Maybe the one that's going to... Someone got a great experience. They almost came close. And the plopping on the bottom is not them exploding, but rather it is the sediment settling and reacting to the hit of the pod on the base of the ocean floor. Let's go ahead and read this aloud with the noises in the background. I do quite appreciate that. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Let's go ahead and read this aloud and be on with life. If I mess up too much, I might have to read it again, but we'll see what happens. For today's video game flash fiction story, inspired by the Atari 2600 game called Sub-Scan. Sub-Scan. Experience voyages launches experience pods shaped like pills into the ocean to allow humans to gather experience to enhance their understanding of the connected world. People in the experience pods sink into the ocean, hearing and seeing life under the water. From the illuminated coral reefs to the Atlantic Ocean underwaterway, the pods sink into the deep depths and settle on the ocean for experience. The people sign a waiver waiving all legal liability if the experience pods experience collision with a whale, school of fish, or a submarine. Are we going to experience death, you say, while you peer through the pod's portal window into the murky water illuminated by water drones? Supposed to be submarine traffic to see. What if a submarine hits us? Ritter sits in their seat and presses their palms into the headphones, sounding the sonar of the submarines. It's the transatlantic submarine underwater traffic, and we'd likely implode or drown if a submarine hit our pod. Your test tightens. Experience. You peer through the murk and see a ripple through the murky dark. Is that a fish? Yes, hears Ritter, and says Ritter, standing and pointing at the window on the other side of the ship, the pod. A shark is nearing. They let out the blood traces a while ago. You run between empty seats and bump knees and elbows and help guide Ritter, who presses headphones to ears. Through the wide window framing clear waters, an illuminated great white shark swims past. Ritter says, "That shouldn't be here. That's an experience." "Are we going to get to see a sub?" Ritter closes his eyes and listens to the bell-shaped sounds swirling and angling with beeps in flat tones, wavering and splashing. Ritter points to the left at a wide window where people are gathering. There. You lead Ritter to the window and they nod and say, "This is going to be close. Maybe we should step away. If we experience a hit, it won't matter where we are." A round dome expands into the illuminated water that expands and extends to a submarine body larger than the yacht-sized people pod. People point through the window. A few hug. A child says loud, "Are they going to kill us, Mom?" Ritter nods. "This is the experience." You fear. You anticipate. You say goodbyes. You are now. Right now. You're now. You're now. Silence breaks with someone saying, "That was an experience." A few people laugh. A few people clap. Some cry. You see the end of the submarine pass above, thinking of the past while trying to predict what to do for the future. No longer in the now. The experience. That was video game flash fiction for the day. The reading, adequate. The time, still left, but I'm done with this story. Let's save it. I do like where it went. I am going to leave it lowercase for some reason. Right. Story inspired. Video game, flash fiction, and subscan. And with that video game, flash fiction story of today, it is time to at least stop the game. And live beyond it. Because there's lots of life. And if you live it, and you like to tell stories or write them, you'll find that the more you live it, the better your stories will become.